Hello, Mother. Welcome. Welcome to Hatha Yoga with Michael Dinney and his mother. Hey, everybody. So let's get started. Find a comfortable seat, yoga blocks nearby. If you're trying to sit up straight and your knees are up like this, you'll want to take a block and put it underneath your seat right away. Prop yourself up. And you can choose to have your legs bent or straight. Both ways can work, however you're comfortable sitting. And so sit up nice and tall and roll the shoulders up and back. Make some big circles. And notice how as you move your shoulders, this can create movement elsewhere in the spine. Either rounding us forward a little bit as the shoulders go forward, or opening us up a little more through the chest as the shoulders roll back. Going from flexion to extension of the spine. Good. And then lift your heart. You can rest your left hand down on your lap. And we'll start off with a breathing exercise called Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So you'll take your right hand for this one and tuck your index finger and middle finger into your palm. Take the thumb over the right nostril and pull the skin down to close the nostril. And then take those other two fingers, little and ring finger, over your left nostril. And you're just going to pull down a little bit on the left nostril, so it's open, but not very much. And then take a breath in through your left nostril to the count of 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, exhale through the right nostril. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extra puff. Inhale through the right nostril. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fill up all the way to your chest. And then switch sides. Exhale through the left nostril. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then pull up on the pelvic floor muscles. Inhale through the left nostril. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Right side exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Totally empty. Right side inhale. Counting your own breath now. Pelvic floor lifting, switch sides for the exhales. And a few more cycles at your own pace. If you'd like to go a little slower than 5, go for it. And continue. So the sound is coming from the nose. Your throat is totally relaxed, keeping the nostril just barely open. Next inhale, breathe in through both, just barely open. Then lowering your hand down to your knee, Ujjayi breathing, ocean sound, exhale. And with your eyes closed, take a few breaths with Ujjayi. Inhaling with a soft sound. And exhaling with that sound. So there's a very soft tension in the back of the throat. And now opening the eyes, we'll bring the backs of the hands together and make some circles with the wrists, curling the hands into fists as you go. And then bring your arms by your sides. And as you inhale, open your arms up. And as you exhale, reach forward, spreading your shoulder blades. Inhale, arms out to the sides, engaging between the shoulder blades, option to lift your chin. And exhale, round your back, shoulders forward, just like hugging a tree. And repeat a few more at your own pace. And last one. And then we'll come forward into table pose. Same movement. And you can place one yoga block at each corner at the front of the mat. So take a breath in to push into your hands. And then exhale, drop your tailbone, rounding your back. Tuck in your chin. Inhale, slowly bring your heart forward. Keep some tension in the core. Low belly draws in. And as you exhale, drop the tailbone, draw the front ribs in, and round your back. And continue exploring, moving with your breath. On that exhale movement, you can also move back towards your feet. And then inhale to come forward, shoulders over the hands as much as you're comfortable. The next exhale, take the hands further forward, move back towards your feet, and then pause. You can keep your forearms off the floor, or you can rest them down if you prefer. And we'll hang out in puppy stretch. Engage with the abs to help draw the front ribs in a little bit, and focus on breathing. Breathing into any areas in your spine that may feel tight.
You can also try this with the abdomen relaxed. Both ways work. Long, slow breath. And then inhale up to table position again. So we'll take the hands a little bit forward to the shoulders, and then the pelvis can also come a little bit further forward than the knees. As you exhale, bend your elbows, keep tension in the core, press your hips towards the ground. And as you inhale, press up, straighten the arms. Exhale, sit back towards the feet. And repeat that. Inhale forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, leading with the heart, hips to the floor. Inhale, press up. Exhale, sit back. A few more to go at your own pace. Inhale, shoulders over the wrist. On that exhale, you can either hover the pelvis just above ground or bring it to the ground. It's your choice. See what feels right to you. And last one, and we'll call this a modified low plank, also known as chaturanga. And then walk your hands closer to your knees. Come into a toe squat, pressing the base of the toes down. From there, we'll shake the wrists out a little bit, give the hands a little break. And then come back to table position. Big toes touching, point your feet. With an inhale, reach your right arm out to the side, opening the chest. And on the exhale, thread the needle, reaching underneath your left arm. Again, inhale, lift the right arm up. And then exhale, thread the needle, strong in the right side of the core, right side obliques. Keep on moving with your breath, nice and slow. Feel your way through the movement. Notice any tight areas in the spine. Try to breathe into them, move into them, going slowly. And then thread the needle, reaching through. And we'll hang out there for a little while so you can take that arm further out to the left. Keep your core engaging, drawing the front ribs in. Left hand can stay as is for support, or you can explore walking the left hand further forward. In that case, try going onto the tips of the fingers and straightening the left arm. Shoulder blades spreading wide. And then exhale, take your left hand back. Inhale, right arm reaching up. And then make some big circles in the shoulder, reaching back by the hip and forwards by the ear. And then next time you reach forwards by the ear, thumbs up, pause in that position, inviting a stretch into the right side of your spine, from the belly all the way up to the armpit where your lats are. Breathe deep. And exhale, take the right hand down. And we'll do that whole thing on the other side. Left arm up on the inhale. Open your chest up. Exhale, thread through, left side of the core contracting. Inhale to come up, and then engage more through the right side of the core. Exhale, twist, left side of the core guides the movement. And then continue moving with your breath. Explore. And on your next exhale, thread the needle, reach through. Right hand can stay as is. Option 2, walk the right hand forward, going onto the tips of the fingers, lifting the palm, and breathe. Keep turning your right chest to the sky, engaging the left side of the core strongly. Notice the feeling of your breath. Maybe you can send it up your right side, getting into the right lat as well. And next exhale, take your right hand beside the head. Inhale, left arm reaching up. And make those big circles with your left shoulder again. Going forwards by the ear and back by the hip. Strong in the right side of the core. And then reaching the arm by the ear, pause there, thumbs up. So we're moving from the shoulder to externally rotate. And then keep using the right side of the core, turning your left chest open. And breathe. And exhale, lower your left hand down. Very good. So we'll bring the feet parallel now, hands closer to the knees. And then as you push into your hands, lift your knees up and then move into ragdoll position. Taking your feet about as wide as the mat, bend the knees, hold the elbows, and let your spine hang loose. Let your belly relax. Surrender to gravity. And bending your knees, start to roll up through your spine, coming all the way up to standing. And when you get to standing, you can take a few moments there, recalibrate, roll the shoulders up and back.
And then take your right arm behind your back, grab the right wrist with your other hand, and then as you draw the right shoulder down and away from the ear, pull the wrist down. Left ear to left shoulder, and then lift and lower the chin, stretching into the right side of the neck. And then pause, find a sweet spot, and we'll take 5 breaths. This class was called Yoga for Tight Hamstrings, I believe, but it's actually Yoga for Tight Everything. That's how I'm feeling today anyway. I'll keep drawing the right shoulder away from the ear while squeezing down on the right wrist. 3 more breaths. And then relax. Bring the ear from shoulder to shoulder. And then we'll take hold of that left wrist. Draw the left shoulder away from the ear. Pull down on the left wrist. And then switching sides, we'll bring the right ear down to the right shoulder. Lower the chin. And then lift the chin out to the side. And bring it down again, exploring that movement. So it's just a little quarter turn, inviting a stretch through the left side of the neck, all the way towards the shoulder where we have the upper trapezius, the shoulder huncher muscle. So emphasize drawing the shoulder away from the ear to stretch it. And then find your sweet spot, and we'll hold the pose for 5 more breaths. Squeezing down, lifting the heart but lowering the shoulder. And slowly come up to center, relax the effort. And then bring the ear from shoulder to shoulder. A little counter movement, nice and slow. Going side to side. And then arms at sides. Bring your left arm up. And then take your hand to the right side of your jaw, right cheek. And then same principles. We're going to draw that right shoulder away from the ear. And then lean over to the left side, supporting your head on your arm. You can pull the head over a little bit more to your elbow, inviting that same kind of stretch through the right upper trapezius, right side of the neck. And just pause there, breathing deep. Letting your head be supported by the arm. You can also play with making small rotational movements with the right shoulder, turning it inwards, and then very slowly turning the shoulder outwards so the palm faces up. Move from the shoulder joint. And now return the head to center. So side bend to your right. And then let go. Whew. Just take a moment to feel the residue, bringing the ear shoulder to shoulder. Good, it's still attached. Wasn't sure there for a second. And then we'll take the right arm up on an inhale. Reach for the left cheek, left side of the jaw. And then exhale, side bend. Left shoulder draws away from the ear, stretching into the left side of the neck. You can use your hand to pull the head over a little more towards the elbow. You can also shorten the right side of the spine, leaning over a little bit more. And then stretch the left side, drawing the left shoulder away from the ear. And breathe. So stay nice and deep in the breath, using that deep belly breath to help calm the nervous system. And you're welcome to explore the left arm again, bringing the arm just a little bit off the body. Turn the shoulder inwards, thumb down, and outwards, thumbs up. Continue exploring. Keep drawing that left shoulder away from the ear. A few more breaths. Allow your head to fully be supported by the right arm. And then very slowly help yourself back to center, leaning over to your left. And then we'll take that right arm down. Move the whole body back to center, back to the midline. And then slowly bring the ear from shoulder to shoulder. And then with an inhale, spread the arms like wings. As you exhale, bring the arms forward, palms facing forward. Aim your fingertips towards your collarbones, bending the elbows. And then we'll take a breath in, bend your knees, lifting the right heel. Exhale to press the right elbow forward. Inhale back to center, switch sides. Exhale, lift the left heel and press your left shoulder forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, from the core, right shoulder forward, right side of the core strong. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side, gazing over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. So we're moving from the core of the body, twisting through the thoracic spine, and then take the head along for the ride, gazing over the shoulder. And last one. And then come back to center and relax your arms down. Interlace the fingers behind the back or take a strap in between the hands. Loop your shoulders up and back a few times. And with the feet about hip width, actively spread your toes, engage your quadriceps, loop the shoulders up and back. On an inhale, squeeze between shoulder blades and try to pull the strap off of your spine. Exhale, keep that squeeze, bend your knees, hinge forward at the hips, and find a nice stretch through the chest and shoulders. Keep the squeeze between the blades. Breathe deep. And you can experiment here with using your core to twist one way and then the other, rotating the spine. And then find a middle point. Pause in stillness for a few more breaths. Squeezing shoulder blades, pulling through the arms. And exhale, let go. Set the strap down. Bend your knees, look forward.
And you can place your yoga blocks near the front corners of the mat so they're just in front of you in case they moved. And we'll take an inhale to lift the heart halfway. Push off the yoga blocks, straightening your arms. Exhale, bow forward, rounding the spine with the knees bent. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. Heavy heels, strong buttocks. Exhale, fold again, consciously contracting the buttocks. Again, inhale, use the glutes to come up halfway. Exhale, fold. And come up halfway, inhale. And then spread your arms like wings, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, arms at sides. Now we'll step the left foot back, bend your front knee, setting up just like a warrior one position. With an inhale, lift the arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale to reach up, lifting shoulder blades. Exhale, bend and squeeze. And a few more repetitions with your breath. If it's comfortable for your neck, you're welcome to inhale and look up. Otherwise, keep the head neutral. And then exhale, gazing straight ahead. Inhale, lift the arms. Option to look between the hands. Exhale, bend the arms. And last one. Inhale to reach up. And then exhale, take the hands forward to the yoga blocks. You could bring them on their highest height. Inhale, lift the heart halfway, find your neutral spine, and then try to straighten your right leg as much as you're comfortable. And breathe. Think of pressing the right heel to the back of the mat to draw back through the right hip. Engage through the front of the thigh. One more breath. And then take an inhale to lift the heart halfway. Exhale, fold forward, head towards the knee. If that's uncomfortable, try bending your knee more. Again, inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding, right knee bent or straight if it feels good. There's also the option to not quite fold as far, so do a few more of these movements. Find what feels right for you. And then last one. Fold to your own comfortable degree. If you're feeling a bit looser, you might take the blocks to their lower height or even bring the hands to the floor. Bowing head towards the knee and breathe. Keep a little softness in the back of the knee, slight bend, and breathe. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, come all the way up to warrior one. Exhale, step forward, mountain pose. And take a resting breath. And full exhalation. Right foot steps back, setting up the same pose. Inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale, bend the knee and cactus the arms, squeezing shoulder blades. Inhale, spread the shoulder blades, reach up. Exhale, cactus, squeezing as you come down. And continue at your own pace. So if you do feel any discomfort in your lower back when you're doing this, you may have to work to draw the front ribs in a little bit more. It's natural that squeezing the shoulder blades and cactusing the arms tends to extend our spine, so you can take care to reduce the amount of extension in your low back by really drawing the front ribs in. 2 more to go. For some of us, it might actually feel quite natural and normal to have a bit of curve in the low back, and that's fine as well. All right, last one. Inhale to reach up.
This time on the exhale, we'll bend the knee, hinging forward, and then take the hands to the yoga blocks on your preferred height. Inhale, lift the heart halfway, find a straight spine, and then see how much you can straighten the front leg and pause there, contracting the quadriceps in the front of the thigh. You can also spread the toes wide apart and breathe. And one more breath in. On the exhale, explore folding over your left leg, bending the arms. Inhale, slowly come up halfway. And repeat. Exhale, fold. If it's uncomfortable, try bending your knee more. This allows more movement at the pelvis. And then inhale, come up. Over time, as the hamstrings get looser, you can get that same movement to the pelvis with the legs straighter. So feel free to experiment. A lot of people are actually in the gray zone where they can benefit from doing it both ways. And then next exhale, fold to your own comfortable degree and pause there. We'll take about 8 slow breaths. Experiment with tearing the mat apart with the feet. That engages the primary actions in both hips. You can also try it the opposite way, squeezing the feet towards each other. And find what feels right. Slow, deep breathing. 3 more. Quadriceps contracting. And then long exhale. Bend your front knee. Spreading the arms. Inhale all the way up. Warrior 1 position. And exhale, step forward in mountain pose. Let's take a moment to feel the pose. And then bending your knees. We'll step the left foot back again, this time angling it more to the left side for a short warrior 2. And I call this one the Kung Fu Warrior. So we'll take a breath in, get your left arm ready for battle. As you exhale, lift your left heel, let the left leg turn inwards, bending the knee a bit. As you inhale, straighten the leg, and then flatten the foot, turning it to the side. And repeat. Exhale, lift the heel, bend the knee to hover. Inhale, straighten the leg, and then flatten the foot to the side. Then we can add the arm, so it's truly Kung Fu. Pressing left forearm forward. Inhale, come back. Continue at your own pace. So really, exhaling and sound effects are the same thing. You can make any sound effect that you feel called to make. Your mic is muted, so I will not hear you, unfortunately for me. Good, so we'll press that left hip forward now, engaging the buttock, and then explore bending the knee and lifting the knee, kind of pulsing very slowly, holding this posture. The buttocks are strong. That's it. 3 more to go. Sometimes I feel like I'm in like one of those 80s workout videos. It's just stuff you pick up on the way that's actually pretty good from like 40 years ago. Good, so inhale, lift the left arm up now. Exhale, bend the knee to hover, and we'll hold here, pressing that left hip forward with buttock power. Very good, and then straighten the leg, turn the foot out. We'll meet back in Warrior 2 position. And then with an inhale, straighten your front leg. As you exhale, move into triangle. So it's like a hint of Kung Fu Warrior, but the foot is flat, so the leg's barely going to move. We're allowing the pelvis to turn a little bit towards that right foot. Not as much as the last pose, but like a little touch in that direction. Take your right hand down to a yoga block just outside of your foot or behind your foot. You may have to bend your knee to get set up. And then with your right hand pressing down on the block, left arm up, see how much you can comfortably straighten your legs, engaging the quadriceps. Breathe deep. And you can experiment with engaging the right side of the core to help stretch the left side of the spine. Or you can actually engage the left side of the core to keep both sides of the spine long. Neither one's better. Nobody can say either one's better. They're just different. That energy of engaging the left side of the core is what we would use to move from the core to exit the posture. So you can play around with some really slow movements, going up and down into the pose. Good. One more breath. And then moving from the core, slowly come all the way up. And then we'll step that left foot closer and meet in mountain pose. Take a moment to feel the residue. And then we'll do the other side. So right foot steps back, setting up for your Kung Fu Warrior once again. So take a breath in. We'll start with only working with the feet and legs. So as you exhale, lift your right heel, turn the right leg inwards to lunge, bend the knee. As you inhale, engage the buttocks, straighten the leg, and flatten the foot. Exhale, lift the heel, press that right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, straighten the leg, and then flatten the foot. And we'll add the arms. Exhale, moving from the core. Inhale, coming back, flattening the foot. Exhale, consciously squeeze the right buttock to push the right hip forward. Inhaling, come back. 3 more to go. This also provides excellent exfoliation for the ball of the foot and big toe. No need for a pedicure, at least not there. Good, last one. So we'll press that right hip forward and then pause there. Take the right arm up and explore engaging the buttock. You can go down slowly and then rise up. It's like a slow movement pulsing. Strong in the buttocks. Last one. And as you come up, you can flatten the back foot, turning it out again. We'll meet in a Warrior 2 stance. And with an inhale, straighten both legs, allowing your pelvis to turn a little bit towards that left foot. Exhale, a little bend in your left knee. Set up the yoga block outside your foot, under your shoulder. Push into the block. See how much you can comfortably straighten your front leg. And then lift the right arm up and breathe. So as you find your grounding through the feet, feel free to explore lifting the heart a little bit higher, softening the touch on the block, and then letting the heart come down a little bit, stretching right side body. So you can do really small, calculated movements. It strengthens the sides of the core really well. You may find it nice to stretch the right side of the spine, especially if you're habitually shortened on that side, which I am as well. A few more breaths to play around. And then moving from the core, inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, step a little closer, and then mountain pose. And so now we'll move through a more dynamic sun salutation. It's kind of a blend of sun salute A and the classical sun salute, which involves lunging. So feet about hip width, helps to have blocks nearby. I'm going to keep mine just outside of my feet, almost about as wide as the mat or so, about shoulder width or wider. And so we'll bend the knees, taking an exhale breath, neutral spine. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands down to the blocks. Try to straighten your legs from there. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog, pushing the hips back. And then inhale, come forwards, plank position. Exhale, lower your knees down. Inhale, gently arch your spine. And then exhale, engaging the core. Push your hips back to downward facing dog. And we'll take a few breaths there. So you can bend the knees to help get the back straight. You can also explore reaching one heel to the floor and then the other, pedaling out the legs slowly and dynamically. Now lift your right leg up on an inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, step your right foot just outside of your hand. Left knee can lower to the floor. Feel free to fold the edge over for extra padding, or put a cushion or pillow underneath your knee. Then you can take your hands to blocks, wiggle the right foot forward a bit more. As you inhale, bend the front knee. And as you exhale, lean back, straightening the front leg. And repeat that a few times. If this is uncomfortable on your left knee, you could modify it like this by using the blocks under your hands, keeping the back knee up. So this is the lunge. And on the exhale, we shift the weight back, straightening the front leg. Inhale, lunging. Exhale, flexing toes to shin, allowing the ball of the foot to come off the floor. So a few more at your own pace, either variation. And then straightening the front leg, flex toes to shin. Your left knee can be on or off the floor, your choice. Straighten to your own comfortable degree and lift the heart. Option 2 is rounding the spine, bowing towards your leg. And inhale back to lunge. Bend your right knee just over the ankle. Back knee can be on or off the floor. So exhale, connect with your core. You may want to press your right hand down into a yoga block and bring the left arm up. So it's really easy to let go of the core here and move into a back bend. Try to reverse that movement a bit. I'm going to reverse the bend of my knee, tensioning the core and the buttocks, kind of like Kung Fu Warrior. Lift up through the left arm, contract that left buttock to press the hip forward, and invite a stretch all the way up that left side of the body. There's even the option to side bend over to the right. And then we'll slowly come up. Hands down, step your legs back to table position. And so you have the option of doing that modified chaturanga or staying in table, and then do a back bend. So inhale, back bending. If you're on the floor, you can do cobra or up dog. And then exhale, press up, downward facing dog again. Take a few breaths. Drawing the front ribs in a little, but still try to keep your back fairly straight. Pressing out through the palms, strong straight arms. Next inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step outside of your left hand, and you can use the yoga blocks again. Right knee on or off the floor. Inhale to bend your front knee. And exhale to lean back. Try to straighten the leg. Continue moving with your breath. Inhale, bend the knee. And then exhale, leaning back, attempting to straighten. I'll do the other variation now, lifting the back knee. And same idea, leaning back, flex toes to shin, try to straighten. So in some ways, the modification for the knee is actually more challenging, both in terms of strength and balance. So choose either variation. Good. One more vinyasa, moving on your breath. Exhale, draw back to the left hip, flex the toes to the shin. Focus on keeping the back straight initially. Option 2 is rounding your back, folding over that leg if it feels good. Sometimes the act of folding can help us bring the stretch more into the belly of the muscles, into the hamstrings, away from the attachments. But sometimes that doesn't feel so good in the low back. So if you feel low back pain folding, better to work with neutral spine, keeping the heart up. It's really a personal practice that way. And then we'll move into the lunging variation. Bend your front knee. So maybe you keep your left hand on a block. Maybe you take the left forearm to thigh. Inhale, right arm up. Remember your Kung Fu warrior. So you can do a little Kung Fu and then relift the arm. Pressing right hip forward while pulling left hip back. Maybe you bend the knee more. And then reverse the bend to help connect with glutes and core together. And breathe. Keep pressing the right hip forward with buttock power. Maybe even add a little side bend, leaning over to your left. Especially if you know your right side is habitually shortened or you have scoliosis or something. This is my tight side. And then we'll slowly come back to center, lean back, and then move into table position or plank position, your choice. Exhale down slowly, come all the way down. And then slide the blocks out of the way. Bring your heels together, bending the knees, arms out like wings. Inhale to lift everything up, engaging the upper back. Squeeze the inner heels, engaging the glutes, the buttocks, and breathe. Strong in the upper back, open the chest. And exhale down. Very good. So now we'll bring the legs together. Keep the legs straight. And then same principles. Lift the chest up. You can push into your hands a little. Try to lift the heads of the shoulders away from the floor. Lift your legs up and squeeze them together. So this one's not as fancy, but it's some really good strengthening. As the legs are in a more neutral rotation, or even what feels rotated in for some of us. Try to activate the inner thighs. Maybe you can feel the hamstrings working more in this one. Exhale down. Now bring your hands to your sacrum, back of the spine. We'll do that same posture, but asymmetrically. So as you inhale, take the left arm out to the side and forward. Lift the head and chest. Exhale, back to the center, head down. Inhale, right arm out to the side. Lift your head and chest. And exhale, come down. If possible, keep your arms straight as you reach. If you need to modify for space, you can bend the elbow like a cactus branch again. So right arm. And then we'll add arm and opposite leg. So inhale, left arm, right leg up. Exhale, center. Inhale, right arm, opposite leg. Exhale, center. Inhale, left arm, opposite leg. Exhale, center. Last one. Inhale, right arm, opposite leg. Exhale, center. Very good. Hands under shoulders, press back into puppy stretch. Sitting back towards your heels, you can press the base of the toes down. And feel free to let your spine round forward a little bit. It can feel really nice to have the thighs closer together so they can support the belly, supporting the spine. And let go of the effort as much as possible. And then slowly come up. Bring your legs out in front. So we'll meet in staff pose. And from there, turn the feet out. Coming into tortoise position, you can reach your hands underneath your legs, holding onto the shins. If you're a bit looser, you might hold onto the feet. And then take a breath in to lift your heart. And an exhale to relax, rounding the spine. Letting the head drop down, totally relax the effort. Take some deep breath into the belly, completely relaxing the abdomen. And then inhale to lift the heart. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Bend your knees. And then exhale, lay down with core strength, tucking your chin. Slowly come all the way down onto your back. Find your yoga strap and place it around your right foot. And so we'll pull back on the strap. You could use one or both hands. Flex toes to shins, inviting a nice stretch into the back of the calf, as well as into the hamstrings. Engage the quadriceps strongly. And then taking the strap with the left hand, we'll lift the hips for a moment, pressing into the left foot. Move your pelvis over to the right edge of the mat. And then exhaling, bring your legs all the way over to that left side. And this pose is both a twist as well as a stretch for the hamstrings. You might play with either of those elements, maybe both. Try engaging the left side of the core to turn your chest to the right. And breathe into the right side. And then letting go, come back to center. Center your pelvis on the mat. And we'll bring the strap around the left foot. Straighten the left leg up to the sky, keeping your right foot on the floor, knee bent. And we'll take a few breaths in the center, pulling back. Press into your right foot to lift the hips and move the pelvis to the left side. And then holding the strap with the right hand, move into a twist, bringing the legs over to the right side. And you can turn the left chest open, engaging the right side of the core a little bit more, and breathe. And so for someone who has a bit of scoliosis like me, my left side is already really long, so I'm not really trying to stretch it in this position. I'm actually engaging the core on my left side. So you might have some differences from left to right yourself that you approach differently on each side of the body. And it's yours to discover. And a few more deep breaths. slowing the breath. One more. And then bending the knee, let go of the strap. Come back to center. Center your pelvis with the knees bent. And then we'll draw the knees to the shoulders. Knees wide apart. This will be our last pose before Shavasana. So you can press the sacrum into the floor near the back of the pant line. Knees wide apart. And then go ahead and stretch your legs out for Shavasana, resting pose, taking the feet as wide as the mat. Soften the shoulders down the back and completely relax the body. And I'll leave you to enjoy Shavasana on your own today. Take as long as you can. Just yesterday I treated myself to a 20-minute Shavasana. It was wonderful. So thank you very much for practicing today. Hope this served you well. And see you on the mat soon, everybody. Peace.